Okay, so I have to do this blog right now because clearly people are still getting it twisted and I'm not understanding why this is a difficult concept to grasp. Now, in school, I don't know about you guys, but my English teachers were pretty friggin' hard on me, so I have been bred to pick at words and paragraphs and how things are said. Therefore, reading comprehension is something that, comes along with that package. So when I read something, I read it for what it is. I don't read what I want to see or what I hope to see or what I think they might mean. I don't make assumptions, I just read it for what it is. So here was my status. Let me go to the status because this apparently is upsetting some people and I'm not understanding why. So my status was this. The majority of men are pussy-ass cowards, and if you get mad or negatively respond to this status as a man, that means you're a pussy-ass coward. How so? I said the majority of them. So the only reason, now everybody pay attention here, the only reason you should be mad is if you have classified yourself in that category of what I'm discussing. Therefore, if you know for yourself that you're not a deadbeat, you're not a rapist, you're not a woman beater, etc., and all the other things that, or bad things that men can do, if you know you're not classified as one of those, you don't do those things, then what are you mad at the status for? For example, some people like to put on their statuses that people who, or females that get into music videos, etc., they all fuck and have sex to get into these videos. I have been in some music videos. I've been to photo shoots. I know myself, and I know I don't have sex or put out to get into those things. So when I see those statuses, I'm not quick to jump on there and eat somebody's head off and get mad and tell them how they're wrong and all kinds of shit. Because why? There are a lot of females out there that'll do a lot more than just put out to get a lot less than getting into a video, if you know what I mean. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, well, you can't say the majority of models that do that, blah, blah, friggin' blah. If the shoe fits, it's just there. So I'm sorry. It's been talked about. It's been talked about. We all know there's been DVDs put out about it. Rappers talk about it. There are a lot of models, majority of models who want that upper spot in those videos. They're on their knees to get there. Okay? There are some that aren't like that. Power to them. But let's not sit here and be naive about the situation, right? Right. So all I'm saying is there is a vast majority of men that are effed up in one way or another. How many men, answer this question if you don't believe me, how many men cheat on their women? Now, let's correct this from jump because somebody wanted to say how, oh, let's talk about females. Well, I wasn't talking about females, and I'm not talking about females. I'm talking about males. That, however, does not mean that there aren't screwed up females out there, that there aren't women out there who sleep around on their men, that there aren't women out there who abuse children, there aren't women out there who, do all kinds of shit. They're out there. I'm not saying they're not out there, but I'm not talking about that right now. This status came up because at that point in time, I was being informed of a situation that was happening. So I thought to myself, well, this is another cowardly-ass movement of a pussy-ass man, right? Right, because it seems like lately I've been seeing a lot of this. You think a man is one way, and by their actions, they show you they're another. And it's just, it's cowardly, and it's stupid, and it's childish, and it's weak. You know what I mean? So I was simply pointing that out. Now, Maury, the show Maury, wouldn't exist without all those deadbeat daddies out there. There's no show on there strictly almost 100% solely dedicated to deadbeat mamas. Why? Because the vast majority of deadbeat parents happen to be the male gender parents. Why? Because they don't carry the child for 9 months. It's a lot easier to get up and run away when you're not carrying the child. See, when you carry the child, you have to push it out and then figure out how to leave it. Whereas men, they just have to know it's in the making and they can leave. Okay, so please, let's not attack me and get all sensitive. Basically, it's like this. If you're sensitive about this issue and you're sensitive about the fact that I said the majority, then you've got a complex here. Because if you're trying to say you're not that, then why are you mad? Ask yourself that question. If she's not talking about me, what the fuck do I care? Why am I mad? Let me go on with my day and live my happy life. And guess what? The joke is, all of the men that this pertains to that may happen to be on or off my list, none of them have responded. Probably because they all have shame. Now that's somebody coming home, so chances are my son's going to come upstairs and we have to socialize and stuff, so I can't really stay here much longer. But it's just the point of, like, don't be so sensitive if I'm not referring to you. And don't be naive about the situation. Just because you feel like you want to defend your brotherhood, don't be naive. Majority of rapists are men. Where do you find female rapists? Few and far in between. Where do you find women who beat their spouses? Few and far in between. Notice I didn't say it never happens. I said few and far in between. Women cheat. Yes, they do. Men cheat a lot more often. Why? Because women are emotional creatures and they attach to a person. Some of them are different, but majority of women are emotional creatures that attach to one person, whereas men are quantity driven instead of quality driven, right? I mean, a man can have sex and every single time he'll ejaculate. A woman can have sex 100 times and maybe ejaculate twice. So there's a difference. There's a difference. And I'm not talking about women, I'm talking about men. So stop being so goddamn sensitive if it ain't about you, because then you make it look like you be one of them people. Somebody else, a third party looking in on this status and all these comments gonna be like, Now I know these ones that done got all sensitive are either deadbeat daddies or something ain't right with them. So if that's not the case, stop getting so damn sensitive. Get a tissue, dry your eye, relax, don't relapse. Got me? Alright, it's that simple. Anyways, I gotta go now. So you guys enjoy yourself, have a good night, and stop being so damn sensitive. Facebook is not that serious. It's not.